What are you getting at? Hey, I wouldn't be falling behind if you didn't start running off for somewhere without telling me. But, hey, anything that'll help us stay together is a plus in my view. I mean, we should try to stay close, but at times that simply isn't possible. Either because of me, or you. So, here it is. Here's a spell I learned, which allows the user to teleport an ally right to their side. Which is me, in this case. Now, don't go overusing this, okay? I personally get a little nauseous whenever I teleport. Where have you been? This better not be all the things you just can't be bothered with. About... Yeah, actually. I definitely didn't expect there to be a war of succession while I was gone. Also, I never expected a Cyrodiilic empire to conquer Tamriel, that Tiber Septum. Even the Remnants didn't achieve godhood. But, what do you think of all this? Oh, I see. Well, if it's worth anything, I do agree with you. Somewhat, at least. Worshipping Talos isn't my thing. Do you need something? Yeah, actually. This might seem a bit heavy, but hear me out. What's your outlook on life? What gets you up every morning? Me too. Just getting pent up on that island. It feels so good to be outside and adventuring for once.
And it's still here.
So, what do you want to talk about? What do you mean? Well, I guess it's because I never felt that kind of thing was for me. I was always expected to act a certain way, and was never really asked if that was what I truly wanted. I always knew I was meant for more, not like one of those girls who felt pretty and stood inside their castles all day. And then, things started getting icy between my parents. That basically hit the nail on the head for me, at least for how I wanted to live. I saw neither of them as role models after that. Yes? Now that I think of it, there is. What brings you to Skyrim? Well, I suppose it must have been. You do seem to always be at the center of things, don't you?
I like to think of philosophy as a way of conclusively resolving the big questions in life. Or is it? Discuss?
I see. I'm sure the bards will sing great tales of your heroic deeds, such as spending hours on end forging an iron dagger, or crafting 50 potions at the same time only to sell them all. Right. I've been meaning to ask, why did you join the Dawn Guard? Oh, I had no idea. That's terrible. If this is a touchy subject, then I won't bring it up. Let's just keep going. So, what's on your mind? I have, actually. And if I wasn't an adventurer now, I would probably be running a shop or two. Maybe even a conglomerate, if the Divines would permit. Ever since I was a child back on the island, I'd particularly be interested in the merchants that would come to our castle every now and then. Of course, these were weird merchants, to say the least, with peculiar and eccentric collections. These vendors make even Bellathor look weird. My father was kind of into those things, though. I mean, it wasn't anything particularly weird for someone who fancied himself as vampire royalty, and who also was a staunch Daedra worshipper. Point is, there was just something in how these men sold and marketed their products. Kind of made me interested in the whole shopkeeping thing. Weird shopkeeping things, but still. So far, this hasn't been too bad. Gets lonely exploring by myself, though. All right. Not much, because there isn't really anything to do when you live on an island. And yes, on rare occasions I did travel to Skyrim with my father, on business. By which I mean intimidation, scheming, bribery, blackmail, an execution or two. You know, your typical chores of a Volkihar patriarch. And he did teach me some of those skills, if you could put it that way. But I didn't really do anything fun for the most part. I definitely didn't have a normal childhood. I guess that's what you get for being a follower of Molag Bal. Though, besides the typical gardening and reading, I also did sing quite a bit. I wasn't nearly good enough to join the Bard's College, but I was pretty decent at it, and it made me feel less lonely. Tell you what, give me some time to warm up a bit on the side, and maybe I'll sing something for you. Yes? All right. Well, I do admire their fondness for the sea, as pirates, sailors, or adventurers of the open waters. I used to read stories and great tales of Redguard pirates, from the shores of Stros Mackay to the farthest reaches of the Abyssan Sea. Especially the daring adventures of Jaik Talonwood. He was a little childhood hero of mine. So what do you say? Would you like to sail the open seas in pursuit of fame and the rarest treasures? I was kind of just playing around, but I like your enthusiasm. Maybe we should set sail for the coasts of Hammerfell sometime. After we're done with everything here in Skyrim. So, what's on your mind? Do you need something? I have, actually. Have you ever read The Herbalist's Guide to Skyrim? Then you should know how amazing this book is, really. So many different types of ingredients and properties. It's truly fascinating. The illustrations are so vivid, and pretty accurate too. Forgive me, I get carried away when I talk about these things. But what about you? What do you think of the book? Great, you have good tastes. I read it after you brought me back home for the first time. The castle certainly hasn't aged well, but at least someone's been updating our family library. This book was on my rather long reading list, because, you know, I only have 1,000 years worth of catching up to do. Both fun and not fun. Even for a bookworm such as myself, this was quite overwhelming. Oh? What is it? All right. Yes, I do. Don't tell anyone else, though. Sometime back when I was still mortal, my parents ordered an entire keg of Ultimar Golden Pear wine. And yes, I know my parents were weird. But
Inigo,
like
I
any
must
other
say,
Nord
the
royalty,
pigmentation
they
of your
did like
fur
their
is
wine.
quite remarkable.
Anyway,
Is it
what I
natural?
did next was probably the most stupid and one of the best decisions I've ever made in my life. One afternoon, I snuck down into the cellar while everyone was
Don't
asleep,
suppose I could take a sample.
and I thought, maybe I should have a quick swig of this. And the next thing I knew, I was laying flat on my belly with both my parents yelling at me. I
Sorry.
supposedly finished the
carried away
entire
sometimes.
keg.
No harm done.
Yes, it
Maybe
was.
I will let you
But
have
getting
yours later.
hungover really isn't.
Just try to remember the difference between people and things, please.
I'll do my
Do
best.
you need something? Oh, horseback riding. I don't think I do. Never had to travel much back on the island. Though, it wouldn't hurt to try. Tell you what, take me to a stable owner and we can get myself a horse. We'll cross that hurdle when we get there.
Got the fleetest steeds in all of Skyrim. Gal like you needs a war horse, I reckon. You always keep us in mind when you need a fresh horse, yeah?
There's a certain vigor in her eyes. I like her. I could either name her Phoenix because of this fire in her eyes, or Nightshade because she also reminds me of the flowers I used to tend to in my mother's garden. I'll let you pick. Nightshade it is, then. Now, it's time to take you for a ride. Time to test my mettle. Whoa! Easy there! Watch it! Hey, hey, where do you think you're going? Oh no. By the gods, I'm never doing something like this again. You don't say.
Julian,
Could you teach me then?
Yes, Inigo?
Probably need your help with this one.
I was wondering, did you have
Thanks,
any
and
or
do
discovered
take it
things
easy.
recently?
I'm guessing you did? Go on, let's hear it.
Yes.
Well, now that's
I was
done.
eating sweet rolls in bed.
Well,
Then I
now
realized
that's
I
done.
was a sweet
I
roll
should
and
be able
was
to
eating
hold my
myself.
own now, at least.
Tasty.
So the next time you decide to be on horseback, I should be able to catch up.
That's horrifying. I hope for your sake it wasn't a prediction.
So,
I do
what's
not
on
see
your
how it
mind?
could be.
How many sweet rolls have you eaten over the last week?
Ready when you are.
A few. Why?
Nothing, nothing. I'm sure you'll be just fine.
Whiterun's
I
truly
should look
a
after your sweet
curious
rolls for a
city.
while.
It feels
As a
so
precaution. You understand?
open.
I appreciate the concern, but it is okay. I will take my chances.
Hey
Well,
there.
I think you're
My
playing
name
a
is
dangerous
Serana.
game.
Noted.
So, this is where vampire types relax.
Lovely.
I'm sorry. Wait. How did you know? I never said anything about being a vampire. Don't I look mostly like a normal Nord girl to you?
I would recognize your smell anywhere. Okay. You smell hungry. I hope you do not want to suck my blood.
Interesting. I've never really been sniffed out before. And yes, just to confirm your suspicions, I am a vampire. But I'm not that kind of vampire. The blood-sucking, monstrous fiend you're probably thinking about. I don't have any interest right now in sucking out your blood. nor I don't think I ever will. Let's just say, I eat bad people. And I frankly don't think you're one of them.
Phew. I am pleased to meet you. My name is Inigo.
Likewise.